Rock guitarist, singer, songwriter Jimi Hendrix, birth name Johnny Allen Hendrix, was born on November the 27th, 1942 in Seattle, Washington. Jimmy's dad was serving in the U.S. military at the time of his birth, so Jimmy didn't meet his father, nor did his father meet him until Jimmy was 3 years old. In 1946, his name was legally changed in honor of his father, whose first name was James, and his father's late brother, whose name was Leon Marshall. His name was Jimmy's legal name was changed to James Marshall Hendrix. So it was changed from Johnny Allen Hendrix to James Marshall Hendrix. I'm not going to get all into Jimmy's childhood in this video. All I'm going to say is that his childhood was a little chaotic. It wasn't ideal, and it contained little stability. He attended Horace Mann Elementary School in Seattle during the mid-1950s, and he had a habit of carrying around a broom to emulate a guitar. In 1957, while helping his dad on a side job, he found the instrument a ukulele in amongst the garbage that they were removing from an older woman's house. The woman told the young Jimmy that he could keep the instrument, which only had one string. Learning by ear, he went on to play single notes from the one-stringed ukulele. In 1958, he completed his studies at Washington Junior High, and then he moved on to high school at Garfield High School in Seattle. Although he attended Garfield High School, he did not finish. He did not graduate. Also in 1958, he acquired his first acoustic guitar. He played for hours daily, watching and learning from more experienced guitarists. The first tune he learned to play was the theme song from the TV series Peter Gunn. In 1959, he attended a concert by Hank Ballard and the Midnighters when they performed in his city of Seattle. He met the group's guitarist named Billy Davis, who taught him some guitar licks, and also got him a short gig with the actually performing with the Midnighters. Also in 1959, his father bought him his first electric guitar. He began getting gigs with local Seattle bands. He was actually fired from one band for quote unquote showing off. While playing for another band, the electric guitar his dad bought him was stolen when he left it overnight at a club that they regularly performed at. No worries though, his dad replaced it with another electric guitar. In May 1961, he enlisted into the U.S. Army, which was actually one of the choices a judge gave him for being caught twice in stolen cars. The only other choice offered was prison. So Jimmy kindly said, U.S. Army, here I come. On June the 29th, 1962, he was granted a general discharge for honorable conditions. After his release from the Army, he co-formed a band in Tennessee. They played many small gigs locally that didn't pay very well. Jimmy did see one of his bandmates play the guitar with his teeth though. Not wanting to be upstaged, Jimmy learned to play the guitar with his teeth as well. Although he was a member of this band, he performed as a backing musician for various soul, R&B, and blues musical acts, including Wilson Pickett, Slim Harpo, Sam Cooke, Ike and Tina Turner, and Jackie Wilson. In 1964, Jimmy was feeling hindered musically, so he decided to venture out on his own. So in 1964, he moved to New York, where he proceeded to win first prize at the Apollo's Amateur Night in their amateur contest. He played the Harlem, New York club circuit and sat in with various bands in jam sessions. He went on to play with the group the Isley Brothers. In March 1964, he even played on the Isley Brothers song Testify Part 1 and also Testify Part 2. While still performing with the Isley Brothers, in May of 1964, he performed a guitar instrumental on the song by Don Covey called Mercy Mercy. In October of 1964, he chose to leave the Isley Brothers. Soon after, he joined Little Richard's touring band, the Upsetters. In 1965, he recorded his one and only record with Little Richard called I Don't Know What You Got, But It's Got Me. That was the name of the song. In July 1965, he made his first TV appearance, performing in the Little Richard Ensemble Band. They were backing a duo, a singing duo called Buddy and Stacy on a Nashville TV show called Night Train. Jimi and Little Richard often clashed over Jimi's tardiness, his wardrobe, and his stage antics. And in the fall of 1965, Jimi was fired. Right after being fired by Little Richard, he signed his first recording contract with Sue Records. After signing his first recording contract, he did something that's pretty kind of peculiar. In a curious and confusing move, he briefly rejoined the Isley Brothers. He recorded 2 songs with them. The first song was Move Over and Let Me Dance, and the second song was Have You Ever Been Disappointed? Later that year in 1965, in another confusing move, he joined the R&B band Curtis Knight and the Squires. In October of 1965, Jimi and Curtis Knight recorded the songs How Would You Feel and Welcome Home. In 1966, he earned his first composer credits for 2 instrumentals. One was called Hornet's Nest, and the other was called Knock Yourself Out. Before I continue, I just want to add a little more context to this story. I know that Jimi had moved to New York earlier in the year of 1965. He had moved to New York, but later on in 1965, when he joined Curtis Knight and the Squires R&B band, he had moved to the South, where they were based from. So at this point, he's still living in the South. Feeling restricted from his experiences as an R&B sideman in the South, he moved back to New York in hopes of new connections and new inspiration. He initially struggled in New York to sustain anything concrete in 1966, but eventually he connected with the right people who had motion. One such person was Chaz Chandler, who was leaving the group The Animals and was interested in managing and producing artists. Chaz took Jimi to Europe and quickly began recruiting members that helped to highlight Jimi's talents. The members that Chaz recruited were Mitch Mitchell and Noel Reddy. And together with Jimi, they made up the band the JimiHendrix Experience. The band performed their first show on October the 13th, 1966 in France. From November the 8th through November 11th, 1966, the band had a short residency at the Big Apple Club in Munich, Germany. Also in November 1966, Jimi earned his first interview. Which was published with the headline, Mr. Phenomenon. In December of 1966, the JimiHendrix Experience released the song Hey Joe, quickly followed up by the song Stone Free. In March 1967, the song Purple Haze was released. In May 1967, the band released the song The Wind Cries Mary. Also in May 1967, the band's first studio album was released called Are You Experienced in the UK. The album Are You Experienced was released 3 months later in the United States in August 1967. On June the 18th, 1967, Jimi had a world coming out party of such when he performed at the Monterey Pop Festival. At the Monterey Festival, he pulled out all the tricks. He pulled out all his tricks out his bag, like playing the guitar behind his head. So as you can imagine, his performance at the Monterey Pop Festival had a lot of people talking. In December 1967, the band's album Axis Bold as Love was released. In October 1968, the band's third and final album was released called Electric Ladyland, which was a double LP. And it was also the most commercially successful release. The double LP included a cover of Bob Dylan's song all along the watchtower. This was Jimi Hendrix's highest selling single. Another song that got a good amount of attention from the Electric Ladyland double LP was a song called Burning of the Midnight Lamp. In June 1969, the original Jimi Hendrix Experience band disbanded. For his first United States TV performance on the Dick Cavett Show, he used the studio orchestra band to back him up. In August of 1969, Jimi headlined the Woodstock Music and Art Fair. And wow, it was a massive crowd, as you can see. At Woodstock, Jimi went on to perform an electrifying version of the United States national anthem, Star Spangled Banner. Sadly, on September the 18th, 1970, at only 27 years young, Jimi Hendrix passed away. Wow, Mr. Jimi Hendrix, what a loss! What a loss at such a young age. Thank Mr. Jimi Hendrix for all the great music that he's shared with the world, and may his soul continue to rest in heavenly peace. With that, I'm going to end the video right here. Please feel free to like, share, and comment on this video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. After subscribing, please click that little notification bell in order to be notified of any new uploads from the channel. Thank you all for your support. I truly appreciate it. On this one, I am out. Hopefully, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace! One love. Stay safe. Continue to be blessed.